¿Cómo están mis amigos? We're going to start this video off with a short one. Now before we start, I would like to apologize in advance if I mispronounce any of the words throughout the video. So Ukraine's flag bears a simple blue and yellow stripe design. The blue symbolizes peace while the yellow symbolizes prosperity. The simple design also represents a blue sky over a grain field. It turns out that Ukraine has an actual tunnel of love. Located in Klevin, Ukraine, the tunnel stretches up to 4 miles. The tunnel is surrounded by trees, which makes it look like it came out of a romantic novel. Apparently the trees were planted during the Cold War to help hide the transport of equipment to a nearby military base. Many tourists visit the tunnel for photo shoots and marriage proposals. Train conductors still use the tunnel every day, which surprisingly also helps maintain the shape. The deepest metro station in the world is located in the capital of Ukraine, Kyiv. The name of the station is Arsenalna. The station is 346 feet deep and it takes 4 minutes and 11 seconds to reach the platform from the entrance. It opened on November 6, 1960. The station is mostly monochromatic with marble pylons and ceramic tiled walls which are all white. Soviet stars were meant to be removed in 2015 but they still remain. The station also went under renovation in 2020 and reopened in September of 2021. One of the famous Christmas songs, Carol of the Bells, actually originated from a Ukrainian folk song. The folk song was created in 1916 by Ukrainian composer Mykola Leontovich and titled it Shedrik. The old folk song tells the story of a swallow flying into a house to proclaim the plentiful year that the family will have. The Ukrainian National Chorus began performing the song around the world and introduced the song to the United States on October 5, 1921. American choir director Peter Wilhowsky heard the song and created the well-known Christmas version in 1936. The world's biggest airplane was made in Ukraine. It's named Antonov AN-225, but is commonly known as Oria, which stands for dream in Ukrainian. The hulking plane is 276 feet long and can carry 551,000 pounds at speeds of 525 miles per hour. It was originally built as part of the Soviet aeronautical program during the space race back in the 60s and 70s. Its main purpose was to carry the Soviet Union's spaceship, the Buran, but the project was cancelled, so the plane was repurposed for extreme heavy lifting. Oria has also been used to aid other countries during times of crisis. Sadly, Ukrainian officials stated that the plane was destroyed during the Russian raid of 2022. There's a group of women who train martial arts in the Carpathian Mountains of Ukraine. They are known as the Asgarda. Katerina Tarnovska, a kickboxing world champ, founded the school in 2002. She teaches a fighting style that is exclusively for women, which took inspiration from tribal traditions of the Scythian Amazons. More than 1,000 women have been taught this exclusive fighting style over the past 10 years. Alright, so everyone knows about the Chernobyl disaster that happened in Ukraine back in 1986, but it turns out that a single baby was born and raised in the exclusion zone. Marika Sovenko was born in 1999, 13 years after the power plant's meltdown. Her parents refused to leave the area since no alternative housing was offered, so Sovenko grew up living close to the melted reactor. She would eat fish from the highly radioactive river, would swim in the river, and would drink milk from irradiated cows. Surprisingly, Sovenko is now 23 years old and is healthy. It was last stated that she was pursuing higher education in the capital of Ukraine. So Ukraine gained its independence on December 1st, 1991. It turns out that 84% of eligible voters went to go vote and 90% of them endorsed independence. Ukraine had to withstand extreme political pressure from Moscow to reconsider its independence, but we know Ukraine continued. After a week from the referendum, leaders from Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus agreed to establish the Commonwealth of Independent States. The Soviet Union disbanded shortly after. It turns out that President Volodymyr Zelensky was an actor and comedian before his election. While he was attending law school, he became active in theater. His performance group Kvartal 95 made an appearance on Club of the Funny and Inventive People in 1997. The show was a popular improv comedy competition that was broadcast around the Commonwealth of Independent States. Zelensky continued to appear on the show until 2003, when he co-founded Studio Kvartal 95, one of Ukraine's most successful entertainment studios. He later appeared in films 8 First Dates, Shevskoho vs. Napoleon, and 8 New Dates. So this last one is pretty interesting. It turns out that Ukraine banned Steven Seagal and listed him as a national security threat. He was banned for 5 years from entering the country. It was stated by a Ukrainian security service letter that he committed socially dangerous actions that contradicted the interests of maintaining Ukraine's security. Specific details of what he actually did was not stated, but the actor was seen participating in a pro-Putin motorcycle rally in Crimea. Apparently Seagal has also been friends with Putin for many years. Putin also granted Russian citizenship to Seagal, which he presented him with a Russian passport in a formal ceremony. Alright mis amigos, that brings us to the end of the video. Let me know if you learned something new down below. Also let me know if you would want to visit the Tunnel of Love, and what your thoughts are on eating fish from a highly radioactive river. Thanks for watching y quiero acompañar a Ucrania en estos momentos de gran tristeza. Y hasta la próxima.